Well, hello there. I just got the 3 cameras in the mail today. And yeah, so what it looks like is, it appears to be that the cheapest camera actually comes in the biggest and what looks like a nicest box. Yeah, like, it's kind of crazy to see, because the most expensive one here on my right is, comes in the smallest box. Anyway, so the camera that I'm using right now is probably the camera that I should have been using originally, and it's probably a camera I should be using now. But this is more of like my film sort of camera. This is something that I mostly just use for taking pictures. Sure, it does great video, but I don't really like having to splice the video together. I just like using like OBS there, and it's just all good to go. It's just a little easier for me, but you know, it's whatever. Anyway, so the cheapest camera actually comes in the nicest of boxes. And there's nothing else on the back or the sides or anything like that. It's literally just this. For the next camera here, which, by the way, yeah, the cheapest camera is $9 on Amazon, with Prime shipping. I mean, it's pretty darn sweet. The next camera I think was like $17 or $18 here, and yeah, it's claims to be 1080p 30 FPS even here on the box. So we'll have to test that out. And then the last camera here is the, well, the most expensive one. It's $24. And yeah, it comes in the most damaged box. I don't really have high hopes for it, but it does say it's good for photography. Video conferencing, e-learning, platform, live broadcast. So, yeah, anyway, let's just get started with the unboxing here. We're going to go with the cheapest camera first. Sorry I don't have another good camera here to show you everything down here, so I'm just going to try and open it all up right here. I haven't looked at any of these or opened up any of them, so we'll see how things go here. It's a little confusing for packaging. I'm just gonna rip it. Ah, there we go. All right. There it is, I guess. Oh. Yeah, it's not exactly. Yeah, no, it looks the exact same as it does in the box. So, kind of see that there. There we go. It's not a detachable cable, but yeah, even on the back though it says Webcam, or CAAM, and recording. It's pretty great there. It doesn't look honestly all that bad, although the front is like, I'm not sure if you can see that there, but the front is just like, looks all scratched up along here. Like, I don't know, maybe it's supposed to look like that. It does have a tripod, little tripod mount on the bottom, which I think is really cool, considering that I am using this with a tripod. And then the mount on here for attaching it to, I guess, the top of your monitor, which I'll have to figure that out later. Anyway, on to the next camera, which I might need to grab a key or something to cut this on open. There we go. So, oh, no, it's still attached with the cable. Let's see. Oh, this one actually comes with instructions. Ooh, let's see what these instructions say. Full HD 1080p lens, mic hole, and USB port. That's straight up what it says. Oh, and on the back it says it's a 50 or 60 hertz, a 2.9 inch 2 megapixel sensor. But it's also saying 1920 by 1080, so it's supposed to be 1080p. Yeah. Show you what the details say on it back there. All right, now on to the actual camera. Oh, hey, it actually looks like the picture. The box was a little confusing for what it is compared to the first one. It kind of shows you what it looks like. And look at that right here. It's got this little peel, I guess. Yeah, look at that. Nice and shiny. As for the USB cable, it seems to be pretty much the exact same as the other one. Actually, I think the mount. So it's another optional sort of tripod mount there. I believe the mount is actually the... Oh no, it's different. So for the first one there, it actually has like foam. This one was just like straight shiny plastic. But they do appear to be like the same mount. Well, let's hope they're not the exact same camera. But, you know, we'll see. All right, moving on to the most expensive camera now. There we go. I was looking at the packaging, though I don't have high hopes for it, but actually it does come wrapped in bubble wrap, so that's something. Next up, have another little construction sheet here. See if I can get that all in view here. So apparently it's a 50 hertz. I'm not gonna even try to say that control. So also claims resolving power is 1920 by 1080. I don't know what resolving power is, but we'll find out. Let's see what it actually looks like. Looks to be actually a smaller mount. Yeah, so these other ones have like these big mounts on the bottom. Oh man, I'm getting fingerprints all over this. That's okay. This one actually has like a much smaller mount. It doesn't have a tripod mount though. So it does have foam for I guess gripping onto your computer there. Is this... Hold on here. I'm confused now. I don't think this is the right camera. Or is this the right camera? Oh, I might have gotten a little bit mixed up there. Oh, this isn't even a peel. This is just literally just a piece of plastic on there. Let me just open up the Amazon link here. I was completely backwards. I'm sorry about that. As it turns out, this camera that actually came in the second nicest box there is actually the most expensive camera. I got completely confused there. I do apologize for that. But this is the actual $17 camera. Sorry about that. So yeah, so it's a little strange. I think the first two cameras, like the $24 camera here and the $9 camera, they have the exact same sort of mounts kind of thing. Not perfectly exactly the same, but they might end up being the same. It's just my guess anyway. And then the middle camera seems to be the only one that's different for the mount. So I guess next up though, it's on to testing out each of the cameras. So I guess we'll get right to that. Well, this is the I guess quick test recording from the $9 webcam. From what it looks like is this $9 webcam can apparently shoot in 2560 by 1440 or 1440p. It only advertises it as 1080p, but for some reason it just shows up in settings. So we'll see how everything else goes, but so far though, like, this camera is actually pretty decent. The focus though is well, it's a manual focus. On the front there's a little dial. You use your thumb or screw or whatever, screwdriver or whatever, and then you can adjust the focus. For some reason the background is very sharp, then right here, like, is not. No matter what I try, it will not go in focus. The background's always sharp though, so you know, if you like mainly recording the background, then that's cool. But overall though, the quality does not seem too bad. I did a few test recordings there as well to go see kind of like what it would look like when actually playing it back, but I wouldn't say it's quite 1440p. considering I've only got an 920p monitor here. All I'd say is maybe it's closer to 720p, but it is definitely an ultra-wide camera there. Overall, though, the only downside that I found so far is the audio, as you could probably hear right now, is coming from this camera, and well, hopefully from this camera, and it's just completely garbage. Video quality, pretty darn good. Audio quality, though, it's like this is me trying to talk louder so you guys can actually hear it, or hear me. And overall, though, it's not so great. But we'll see with the next camera. So let's move on to that one, I guess. Well, hello there. So this is the next camera. This is the $17 camera or so. Believe it or not, this is the highest resolution that it goes to, which it claims to be 1080p, but the actual quality, it just might be the lighting, I don't know what, but the quality seems to be like 360p, maybe 480p on the high end. But overall, though, the quality is not so great. However, I did do a few test recordings, and I found that the audio is actually fantastic. I was just skipping over this one camera because I'm like, oh, well, the audio doesn't work at all. Like, the microphone doesn't work at all. But then I found that I have to close and reopen the camera app on Windows 10 for it to pick up the microphone, even though the camera just works right away. It doesn't have a focus wheel, I don't think. Yeah, no, there's no way to change the focus. So what you see is what you get. As far as the audio quality goes, though, it seems to be the best one. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to the I guess the next camera now. And yeah, so I'd just say though that this is like probably 480p at best, not 1080p, but still though fantastic audio compared to the other ones. But yeah, you'll see in the next one. Well, hello again. This is the third camera that I got for $24, about $23.99. So far, after a few test recordings, I'd say the audio is not terrible, but I'd say it's about the same as the first, just about, maybe a little bit worse. As you can kind of see the camera there, I'm not sure if it's actually work. Yeah, it does. It's a little bit slow, but there is autofocus, which is pretty good, I guess. The background is still more in focus than my actual face, so it's not the best, but it's still better than no autofocus, I guess. As far as video quality goes, it's only 1080p 30 FPS, even though on the box and on the website there it claimed 1440p. Which is a little surprising actually, though, because the $9 camera was 1440p right out of the box, which is so strange. Anyways, though, so far though, for video quality, I'd say not quite 1080p. If it is 1080p, it's very bad 1080p. But I'd say it's probably closer to 720p, just like the first camera, in terms of actual quality, like good quality, and especially compared to the last camera, it's massively better. It's way better in every way, except for audio, of course, which I'm sure you'll see, or hear, I guess. Yeah, so overall, though, I like the cameras, and yeah, I think I will share, I guess, my final thoughts on the best camera, which is the camera I just started out with, which I honestly should have been using in the first place, but it's whatever. Well, hello again. So just going to share my final thoughts on everything here. So far, what it looks like is the $9 camera, after reviewing all the footage and everything, appears to have the best video out of all of them at somehow 1440p for only $9, which is pretty darn fantastic. And yeah, so the audio quality on that, I'd say, is probably the lowest after watching all the footage again. What it looks like is you get really good audio for the second camera, the $17 one. But the video is just complete garbage on there. Like, it's barely passable as a webcam. Like, it's 360p, maybe 480p actual quality. Like, I can go to the settings right here, the properties for it, For the details, it claims to be 1080p at 30 FPS, but no, it's more like 480p at best, at like bad 480p at 30 FPS. And as for the last camera though, it does have autofocus, or I guess $24.99 or $23.99, so it's $24. It does have autofocus, which is, I guess, okay. I mean, for a camera that's just only 24 bucks, 24 bucks Canadian, like 18 bucks US, that's like pretty darn fantastic, especially with a little bit of autofocus. It's of course not going to be something like this in terms of quality, but the quality of the video is, I'd say, about on par. If I had the original camera, the $9 camera at 1080p, it would be about the same quality. And it claims to be 1440p on the website and everything in the box, but it's only 1080p webcam. It's the only settings that they have for it. So yeah. So as for audio quality though, if I was to rate them like best to worst, I'd probably say the middle camera there, the $17 camera, has the best audio quality, as you probably already heard there. You can always go back and skip back and compare. The next best audio quality is the one for $23.99 or $24 there. And then the worst audio quality is the $9 camera. But then again though, for $9 versus something that's nearly double the price at $17 or 16 something, you get much better audio quality, or not audio quality, you get much better video quality, and you get audio quality that is acceptable, but it sounds like you're in like a big empty sort of room, you know? Like a big concrete room is what it kind of sounds like. But overall though, the audio quality is a lot better, and you don't have to turn up the microphone quite so much to hear everything. And yeah, I'd say overall though, I would probably put it as like the $9 camera. Like, to my surprise as well, like, you guys are probably like, oh, well, we've seen like dozens of videos where it's just like, oh, well, it looks like the cheapest thing is actually the best. But in this case though, it actually is. I was expecting the $24 camera there to be like the best. Like, sure, it does have autofocus versus manual focus, but its autofocus is not nearly as good as just me spinning it a little bit there, and then you pretty much just leave it at that, as long as you're not like suddenly moving all the way, sitting on the couch, for example, or sitting on your bed like 5-10 feet away. But even then though, it kind of picks up the background is sharper than foreground, so it's like where you are is not sharp as the background. But yeah, overall though, I'd say the $9 one seems to be the best like price to performance for what you actually get. It's apparently 1440p at 30 FPS. I haven't tried it at 1080p 60 FPS. It might not even support that, but I still have to mess around with a few of the settings there. But then again though, I'm not going to do it in this video. I'm not going to really show it all that much, because there's not really much to show right now. It's just the basic settings that Photos have for Microsoft there. So yeah, overall though, I'd say definitely get the $9 camera. I'll have it like the links down below in the description, so it's up to you if you want to buy it. But overall though, it's got great video quality, which is just the best out of all of them. It's got decent audio quality, and it's $9. So what, like, for $9, that's pretty much like a, I think it's like, compare it to like McDonald's or something else here, it's like, I think a Big Mac meal or something like that. It's like $7, but then you get a decent quality camera and decent audio. It's definitely worth it compared to buying something like an action camera that I've seen other people buy and use as a webcam, because the quality is just so much better. It's not as wide as a field of view like those other ones. This one I believe is 120 degrees is what it's claimed, but it's probably closer to about 90-degree field of view. But then again though, I'd have to do more actual testing. But compared to that, to a 140, 150, 160, whatever field of view there, it's not as fisheye for the effect. Overall though, I'd say if you want to get the best audio quality and you don't really care about video quality, the one for $16.89 there, or I can actually pull up the exact price right now. $18.59. I should correct myself there. So for $18.59, for double the price, you're getting horrible garbage video. But if you really just want it for the audio, then go for it. Or if you're only using it as like a small screen in like the top left or top right, it wouldn't really matter too much. But if you're really just looking for something that's like autofocus and all that, like, I don't know, like it's kind of like a healthy balance between the two, but it is the most expensive is, of course, the $24 one. It's got decent video, better audio than the first $9 camera, and it's got autofocus, so, you know, it's up to you. Overall, though, I'd say the $9 camera beats it any day of the week. For video quality, audio quality, of course, surprisingly, is the second one. And then the last one's kind of like just a healthy mix of the two, which I think is pretty darn fantastic for what it is. Anyways, though, I guess I should wrap things up here. Those are my final thoughts. Hopefully this video is not too long. But yeah, I mean, if you guys liked it, then feel free to like, favorite, subscribe, you know, comment if you really want to. You guys doing your own thing there. So, and yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Anyway, goodbye.